Members, Madam Speaker.
Prayer.
Almighty God, we need to do the prudential goodness as appointed officers and leaders for the of truth and justice and humanity. We beseech you to look upon the benefit of these your servants, whom have been pleased to perform such important trust in this land. Let your blessings send upon the assembled and grant them may, as in your presence, treat and consider all that promote your honor and glory, and to advance the good of those whose interests you have committed their charge.
Item 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I sincerely want to welcome you back from recess, and I want to congratulate you upon the completion of the first session of the 11th Parliament. Congratulations, you did an excellent job. As you recall, on the 14th June 2022, after the presentation of the budget speech, I adjourned the House to 5th today, specifically to engage you in your constituents' work. Remember, we have to serve our people down there, and this was basically on parish development model. I hope you had very good engagements on PDM and fruitful ones. I have been following the media coverages on the activities that were taking place, and I was impressed. My members are doing a good job. I want to commend you for that. The efficiency and effectiveness of that program is going to be on you. It will make your people change from the level where they are to maybe a better level. So put a lot of your effort into that program. As you are aware, as legislators, we are the voice of the voiceless. We are the only ones who can speak for so many thousands of people out there. So we must be able to do our oversight role and ensure we come to this house and speak for them. I implore you to embrace consultative leadership so that you may build a greater relationship with not only your constituents, but also with the colleagues. I've seen colleagues really trying their best to do fundraising, to do community activities. It's a good effort. Continue doing that. They say my net worth are my networks. So once you have a big network of your colleagues, they will be able to help you come back to the house. It's not an easy thing to come back, but when you're here, it's the best thing to be where. Honorable members, today marks the third sitting of the second session of 11th Parliament of Uganda. As I reiterate in the last sitting of the first session on 20th May 2022, we should strive to achieve even better than what we achieved in the last Parliament. And if we are to attain this, we have to be cognizant of the following preconditions. 1, adequate preparation for committee and plenary business. 2, dedication and commitment to all parliamentary activities in the communities and in the House. 3, actual participation in committee and the House. Some of you end up in the committee, you don't come to the House. You forget that we have a rule that if you miss 15 times, we can be able to get you out of the House. So you need to participate. I don't believe in the analysis that was done on performance of members of parliament. It is not only speaking in the House. Members of parliament has 4 roles, and I don't even know where they got that information from. But my members of parliament are working. I don't want to say they did not work because they didn't speak. They speaking, but speaking nothing. Actual participation in the committee and the House. Members ensure that's what you elected for. Come and do participate in the House, participate in the committee, do your oversight role, appropriation. And I was surprised during appropriation, you would see few people, and yet that's your core role as members of parliament. You should know what is going to your constituency so that you follow it up. Effective evaluation of evidence. Let's have evidence-based debate in the House. Let's not just come in, okay, this and this is happening. What analysis have you done? You have empirical evidence to that effect. We should have both quantitative and qualitative research being done. Let's be legislators. Continuous engagement and responsiveness to the will of the populace. We've been having members in the public demonstrating on that kind of thing. We have to be involved. Then the ethical conduct and behavior. Once you're out there, you're honorable. Whether in the morning, evening, whatever time you're honorable, you must maintain that conduct. In the same vein, I urge the executive. In the last meeting we had with the president, we agreed at any one time of the sitting, we should have 30% of executive in the House. I don't know whether we still respect the decision. In the same vein, I urge the executive to be responsive to the demands and requirements of legislature with regards to the input and the legislative process that has been laid today. We need Treasury memorandum. When the House agrees that we need a feedback from executive, you should be able to present to the House when it is required, other than going to your cabinet and lamenting. Give us a Treasury memorandum. Don't start lamenting that the House is bad, is useless, is what. No. We are here constitutionally. Do what we are supposed to do. If you go blackmailing us in cabinet, it's none of our business. We shall do what we are supposed to do. If we ask you questions, you will have to answer. We want Treasury memorandums on actions you take. You must take actions which are within the law. But if you think you'll do something contrary, forget. This is the legislature. And one of our roles is oversight. During the State of Nation address on 7th June, His Excellency outlined the government's legislative agenda and gave us 62 bills to be introduced in the House. As legislature, we are prepared and waiting for the bills. In the first session of this term, we want to process all the bills. And on the same vein, members, it is also your constitutional right to bring your private bills. Bring them. Honorable members, the business committee sat today, this morning, and approved the government legislative agenda, which we are going to follow, and we'll be waiting to hear from government what they have, and from honorable members of parliament. And the legislative agenda is going to be circulated to all of you. The clerk will do that. Honorable members, over the last few days, there has been a concern on flight of teachers and learners in public institutions. This follows industrial action by teachers. Such industrial actions have become regular in our education sector. I urge government to carefully study the grievances of the teachers and devise a sustainable solution with a realistic, immediate, medium-term, and long-term intervention so that we can be able to resolve these issues. Is in an ad hoc way of government business to come and present to the House a comprehensive statement on this matter, what we are dealing with, and the intervention that government is planning on this matter. In the meantime, we know and we feel, we know what it means. As legislature, we urge the teachers to return to the classes and teach us government devices a sustainable remedy to their grievances. We will stand with the teachers to ensure we support them, but mindful of the conditions in the country. So we really request the teachers go back and do your noble duty and see how we can be able to support the young ones outside there. It's not an easy thing, but I believe the government is looking onto it. As Parliament, we'll always hold government accountable for their undertakings and the resolutions that they come up with. If government comes up and says they're going to do this, Parliament will come in and contribute and support the flight of the teachers. I wish you a productive and impactful second session of the 11th Parliament. And once more, I want to welcome you. We started the first session while walking. We must start this one while running. The 62 bills that we've been given, we should be able to double, such that by the 4th year, we don't have much work. We now go back and campaign. Thank you so much. Instead of first clapping for what the chair is saying, you're just yes. communication. Oh. Okay, can we start with Cecilia? Then Solomon.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. We also welcome you back to this session, and we also appreciate the excellent job you have been doing for us outside there. Right Honorable Speaker, on the issue of industrial action or the strike of the teachers, much as we appreciate the role that the government is playing, but you realize that as an elected member of parliament, we really had a very uncomfortable recess because of the situation on the ground. Right, Honorable Speaker, it's not about the arts teachers striking. It's about equality. And I think that is one issue that we need to address. And we need to address it in compliance with the law that we have, the law on equal opportunity. We need to address it also in terms of equity. So whereas we have teachers teaching our children, we must come out with a clear definition of why we should have two schedules or two categories of payment or two structures of salary payment when we are paying teachers. So I think it is very important that we start with definition. Although you have given assignment to the Right Honorable Prime Minister, I think it's going to be difficult for the Prime Minister to start running around to find the best formula. But I think we have to identify, first of all, what are the factors which caused that change in the manner in which we pay teachers. We need to come up with that. Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm concerned about a situation where the head teacher is an arts teacher, and we have some teachers who are science. Then you'll find a situation where the science teacher is getting double the salary of the head teacher. It already creates disparity in the school. So we need to define it. We need to guide the office of the Prime Minister so that we deal with this matter once and for all. If we leave it with the government, it will eventually bounce back to us. So that is what I'm requesting you, Right Honorable Speaker, to maybe guide the House further. Thank you.
Honorable members, anything in relation to the industrial action, we will discuss it when they bring a comprehensive report. Let's not preempt it. We want to understand this kind of inequality, because if not all of us are science people, but we are here. And let's wait for the report from the minister, then we'll debate on the report. And then we come with the solutions and actions to be taken. We all feel about the teachers. And we must take an action on this. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I stand as a reaction to your communication, and Right Honorable Speaker, in the area of the quality of debate in this House, Right Honorable Speaker, because it is something that is very important and paramount that we debate with information and with facts. Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I'd like to inform you that as a backbench parliamentary commissioner, we have clustered research assistants and senior research officers that every member of parliament is entitled to go and pick information. In case you want to do research in a specific field, honorable members, you do not need to go and do research privately. We have research assistants, and by the end of today, Right Honorable Speaker, I am going to work with the clerk and we pin the list so that we cluster different members to different research assistants, that you can easily go get information, work with the research assistants, so that we keep increasing the quality of debate in this House. Because this session, as you have heard, Right Honorable Speaker, we are going to run and not to walk. That is the information that I wanted to add on your communication, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Commissioner. And thank you for that innovation.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I just want to react onto your communication in regarding to the parish development model. Whereas we've been on the ground to provide oversight and sensitization, we've noticed some gaps which I'll request for urgent interventions. One of the areas is on the enterprise selection, and we've been given a guiding document which is known as the agricultural zoning strategy, which provides the profitability of the enterprises. But when you look at these documents, for example, dairy, it is talking of an investment of 126 million. When you look at beef industry, it's talking on investment of 56 million. When you look at fish farming, it's talking over 20 million shillings. But yet, the maximum amount to lend to a household is 1 million shillings. So my prayer is that the Ministry of Local Government goes and reviews this document and align it with the amounts of money that we are going to give out to these households so that they can be able to benefit out of it. Otherwise, what is being given to us to guide them does not match what we expect out of it.
As I want you to put down all your findings, put it in writing, all the findings from the PDM, so that we will compile these findings and give it to the secretariat or to the person responsible to look at the findings and see how they can align them together before the money is disbursed. The good thing, the money has not been disbursed, but let's first see the loopholes that are available. Semjo? Honorable Locke, you come.
Madam Speaker, I want to thank you very much, but also specifically thanking you for keeping time. There was time when we were made to wait for 2 hours. Some of us whose training emphasized timekeeping, sometimes we would give in and leave. And I don't want to take that for granted. I want to thank you for not only encouraging MPs, but also for being exemplary. Madam Speaker, you have urged the teachers to return. Even if I don't agree with it, now I fear to contradict you. I thought for me, if you had not said that, I would be urging government to give teachers the same pay. But as you have guided, we will be waiting for the report. I have 2 specific issues, Madam Speaker. The first, you've said we need to be running, not walking. And I am ready to begin the running. During the recess, to feed off and keep reading the media, I was troubled by a report that one of the ministers, General Saverino Kahindo Tafire, had blasted the Prime Minister and near yet under the Constitution, the Prime Minister is supposed to be coordinating these ministers. And I am speaking this with experience. When you had the Honorable Chintu Musoka as the Prime Minister, ministers were not attending. I was here as a journalist. The attendance improved when you had the late Professor Poronsibambi. If you have ministers quarreling and one of the ministers threatening to slap the Prime Minister during a cabinet meeting, can we be told that these ministers and their supervisors are talking? Because as I said, I saw here under the Prime Minister of Chintu Musoka, ministers not attending because of communication. And communication improving and attendance improving. But if you have one of the ministers dismissing the supervisor as being mechanical and unconventional, can the government assure us that maybe the media report was false? That the Prime Minister is not mechanical and it's not because otherwise you are going to have a problem, Madam Speaker. And finally, the second issue, we also read that the military had been put on standby class 1. In other countries, that announcement is made when there is an impending invasion. Did the military want to take over and remove President Museveni? Do we have a country that threatened Uganda, and that's why the military was put on standby class 1? Madam Speaker, as you ask the Prime Minister to come and explain the teachers, can we be told if we need to begin preparing our luggage that there is a war that is about to happen in Uganda? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, in my communication, I said whatever we say should have evidence. It should be evidence-based. Let's not legislate on hearsay. Newspapers, the press will write anything. They love writing the negative part of it. As for me, I have not heard about it. I am not aware of it. If it is in the social media there, it is for them to do their social media work. But as I'm aware, I am not sure whether there was that instruction. If there was a fight, it could have been a friendly fight in the house. A man and a woman fight in their house. I don't think you have never quarreled with the Hajat. So if there is any problem, that can be resolved in the house. Lord, this is all on communication. Honorable members, today we have only one item. You're communicating when we don't have committees.
But what's important?
Madam Speaker, let me join colleagues to thank you for urging teachers to get back to classrooms. And also the leader of government business to come here with a report. But Madam Speaker, this is a matter of urgency because the selective salary enhancement for the science teachers was discriminatory in nature and has opened the Pandora's box. Actually, government is even on notice by URGA, that is the local government body that is a kind of a union for local governments. But they are likely to, we are likely to have many more, including that from health workers. So it would be prudent, Madam Speaker, to include a time frame in that directive. But also, this House should also prevail over the powers that be. In the event that we do not have a salaries and remunerations review commission that could harmonize wages for public sector workers, we should avoid such scenarios that are infringing on the rights as per the Constitution Bill of Rights, Madam Speaker. Because equal pay for equal work done is a provision enshrined in our Constitution. But this is happening and we are giving selective attention to a category of workers who have been working in percent in itself had not caused any rifts. This was way back in 2012. I wish we could have stuck on a special allowance increment, which would also have pension fund obligations in the future. So, Madam Speaker, my take is that the report should be comprehensive. It should also seek to introduce a bill in this House on pension fund. It is not there for public sector workers, by the way. And it would be our considered view as opposition to also push for special allowance rather than ad hoc selective salary increments, which would even burden Speaker.
Thank you. We shall be waiting for your bill at an appropriate time. Honorable members, in the VIP gallery this afternoon, we have a delegation from the National Assembly of Zambia under the Zambian Parliament. Under the Zambian Parliamentary Reforms and Modernization Committee, we have Honorable Moses Moyo, the second Deputy Speaker. You're welcome. We have Honorable Kasune Princess, Deputy Government Chief Whip. Welcome. We have Honorable Mulambo Haimi, Minister of Justice. Welcome. Honorable Joel Chimbuye, you're welcome. Honorable Saichi Michalo, welcome. Honorable Mutotre, you're welcome. Honorable Elias Musonda, you're welcome. Honorable Majori Nakaponda, welcome. We have Mr. Kasanga, welcome. Mr. Katesi, welcome. Mr. Chirwa, Mr. Lomwe Musonda, they are here for benchmarking on the budgeting process of our parliament and see if they can borrow a leaf from us. Join me to welcome all of them. You're most welcome. This is Parliament of Uganda, most friendly parliament in the Pearl of Africa.
Correct.
Yes, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I do thank God for keeping all of us healthy and alive during the recess period. Right Honorable Speaker, you did mention the performance of this parliament in the last session. You talked about bills. However, Right Honorable Speaker, I just wanted to raise the matter that other than the bills, members bring petitions, members raise matters of national importance, members also raise questions for oral answer. And reports from committees, Right Honorable Speaker, are also presented on the floor of this House. And Right Honorable Speaker, you do give directives to ministers to come, maybe like the very last report we considered for the Physical Infrastructure Committee. You did direct the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development to come and explain to this House or give a report on what action has been taken regarding the issue of the certificate of title which is in DFC Bank. And Right Honorable Speaker, some of these directives given by you can sometimes be lost if they are not followed up. And since you said we must run, Right Honorable Speaker, it's important that these pending matters are brought so that the ministers can come and respond. I did present a petition in this House. You gave the Minister of Health two mortality, the high number of mothers dying in our health facilities. Right Honorable Speaker, we ended the session. I'm glad the minister is here. Yesterday, if some of you watched that report from Kitagwenda district, where the health workers are simply saying, you can die as many as you can, for as long as government does not construct houses for us, there will be no doctor to attend. We shall come and attend to the mothers as and when we can. And mothers are dying in this health facility. Right Honorable Speaker, it is a shame. All these are preventable cases, preventable deaths. And this Parliament, Honorable Minister, wants to help you. So Right Honorable Speaker, the matter that I'm raising, as we run with the bills, can we also run and handle the petitions expeditiously? I brought the issue of school fees. I'm glad the President has talked and even said that we could consider having completely free education. The Education Act provides that we can have an education fee so that people can contribute and our children are able to study free without any encumbrance, without any challenges. Right Honorable Speaker, this petition is before the committee and other petitions that I have brought. We have the issue of the car tracker, the Russian company that is supposed to put these car trackers in our vehicles. These petitions are before the committees. Can these petitions be handled expeditiously? Right Honorable Speaker, I beg that you use your authority to direct, now that we are going to constitute, have the committees reconstituted. Can we prioritize the previous works, the previous term's work that has not been concluded before we start on new work? Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. Because of the urgency of the motions, the petitions, the bills that are in committees, we have suggested we are not going to make any major changes at committee levels until they finish. We'll invoke Rule 180, the rule for 1 year, and make sure that you work for 2 years in that committee, so that you get the feel of a committee, not moving from committee 1 year to the other. So we want all of this done, and clerk, we want you to extract all the pending work. We want you to extract all the pending work, all the motions, all the petitions, and we have them discussed in the House. Have them in the order paper, and we discuss them and dispose of. Members, can we have a very important thing that you need today? That is, you need committees. The matters of national importance, kindly, you'll come tomorrow after you know where your matter is going to. The issues that you're raising, you'll bring it tomorrow. We have a whole session, 1 year. Next item.
Item 3, bills first reading. 3.1, the Uganda Human Organ Donation and Transplant Bill 2021.
Honorable Minister of Health. Honorable members, you recall this matter of the organ transplant and donation has been a topical issue in the country for a while. More recently, we had debates about this issue of harvesting and we need a legal document to that effect for it to be effective and to avoid other implications. And having a legal regime on that will help this country. And this was brought in the House, and now it is coming for the first reading. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Allow me to add my voice to welcome you and all the members back from the recess. I beg to lay the bill titled the Uganda Human Organ Donation and Transplant Bill 2021, accompanied with its certificate of financial implications for the first reading. I beg to lay.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. The bill accordingly is referred to the Committee of Health pursuant to Rule 129 and the 45 days prescribed on Rule 1292. But if we can have it even in 10 days, that would be better. Next.
Item 3.2, the Constitution Amendment Bill 2022.
Honorable members, on 11th November 2021, the House granted leave to Honorable Karubanga Jacob Ateny, MP Kibanda South, to introduce the Constitutional Amendment Bill. The member duly obtained the Certificate of Financial Implication pursuant to Section 79 of the Public Finance Management Act 2015. I invite the member now to table his bill for the first reading.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. For the record, I'm Karubanga Jacob Ateny.
Yes, procedure.
Madam Speaker, a number of colleagues have presented bills for constitutional amendment, including the one of the Honorable Wilfred Nwagawa that we processed, and we are about to go for committee stage.
Let him first, then you will come with your procedure.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. I was saying, for the record, I'm Karubanga Jacob Ateny, the MP Kibanda South. The Right Honorable Speaker and members, I move that this bill entitled the Constitution Amendment Bill 2022 be read the first time. I beg to lay.
Certificate of the Financial Implication.
The Right Honorable Speaker, accompanying to the bill is the Certificate of Financial Implication to the bill. I beg to lay it so too.
Is the Minister of Constitutional Affairs here?
Thank you.
Minister. Honorable members, I notice that the object of the bill is to amend the third schedule of the Constitution to include 5 additional ethnic groups as part of Uganda's indigenous communities. Honorable members, as Parliament to ensure equal access to opportunities and resources for people who might otherwise be excluded or marginalized, such as the ethnic communities that the bill seeks to include in the Constitution. It is imperative that this should be done comprehensively to avoid piecemeal amendments of the Constitution. This will require government to conduct a robust appraisal of indigenous communities that for one reason or the other have not been listed in the Constitution, and comes up with a holistic bill for the inclusion of all of them. I will remind you that the issue of the inclusion of the Maragoli began in the last Parliament with the Honorable Jack seeking for leave to introduce the same bill. The bill we have before us today is adding 4 additional communities. I know one of the communities is yours, Honorable Minister. This implies that if the 10th Parliament had proceeded with this bill in 10th Parliament, today we would be having the same kind of bill if we don't do it holistically. Honorable members, whereas it has been argued that frequent amendment of the Constitution enables the adaptation and changing of realities, we ought it to be live to the changes that we should have a constitutional review commission that should do this work. It is against this background, Honorable Minister, that we ask you to ensure that we have the commission in place to have a holistic amendments of the Constitution, other than having piecemeal amendments. And this now therefore makes me ask you to have that in place as soon as possible so that we have all these amendments. Honorable Semuju was about to talk about a constitutional amendment, but we cannot have it and then we'll have another one at another time. So can we have the whole amendments put in place?
Madam Speaker, you had allowed me to, if the minister can hold on, the minister responsible for public service. Madam Speaker.
And in that circumstance, therefore,
you had allowed me, Madam
in
Speaker.
that circumstance, therefore, I hereby stand over the introduction of the bill and a more conclusive and preferable amendments be brought in the House.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. You've addressed many of my concerns. In the budget that we processed, government wanted the funding for the Constitutional Review Commission. And the background I was giving is that many members have presented bills to amend the Constitution, but in the past, only the one removing of age limit by Honorable Majezi was processed. All the others were never processed. Urgently, that one was processed. So, Madam Speaker, the former Minister for Constitutional Affairs, now Minister for Public Service, when he was Minister for Constitutional Affairs, he even named eminent Ugandans, including the Honorable Dan Wandero Ogalo, to go and serve on the committee. Can the minister tell us what happened? Because we had brought here amendments and we were told there was no time, but we will deal with those amendments in the last parliament. And all the subsequent bills that have been tabled here by Honorable Nsamba, in the last parliament, Honorable Yomoki, they are all not processed. Can government tell us why they reversed that decision, even when they have included it in the budget this financial year? It is not one of the issues that are going to be considered, Madam Speaker. Can they tell us why?
Honorable Minister, when do you expect the commission to be in place?
Right, Honorable Speaker and honorable members, the process of establishing the Constitutional Review Commission has actually started, and the proposal has been forwarded to Cabinet. It's awaiting Cabinet discussion. I can say that in due course, this commission will be established and really take care of all these amendments which are being proposed by and it's also the urgency of this commission is felt by Cabinet, so that the commission should be given ample time to interact with all the interested parties and the stakeholders, so that all the amendments that merit being covered are captured and presented. I would like to say that, yes, the process has started, and
thank you, Honourable Minister, for giving way. Right, Honourable Speaker and honourable members, whenever this issue comes up of the Constitutional Review Commission. I remember candidly well, the former Minister for Constitutional Affairs stated the same. We are waiting for Cabinet to have a discussion. Would the minister give us some more evidence that this has actually started? Because this has been the similar statement year in, year out. I remember whenever members raise an issue of Constitutional Review Commission, a minister comes and says that the process has started. Does this process start and die, then start, collapse? Where are we exactly? I think today we need a clear answer that is near to fact, so that we go when we know, maybe in 2 years, maybe in 1 year, maybe in 20 years, we are going to have the Constitutional Review Commission. Thank you. That's the clarification I want, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Minister, your response is so ambiguous that we can't even understand what you're saying. We need to understand how many men, even if you don't achieve by that time, you come back to the house and say this is the position. You need that commission.
Additionally, Right Honorable Speaker, the previous Minister for Constitutional Affairs, when he was presenting on the floor here, even went ahead to tell us that the names, the proposals
were being vetted by security.
The proposals for the names to be included on the commission had already been presented to the president. Now you are telling us the matter is waiting for cabinet discussion. That is taking us back. What happened to the other names that had been proposed and presented to the president for consideration?
Honorable Minister, what happened to the names that were proposed and presented to the president? And if you don't have the response, if you don't have a response to that effect, can you come back on Tuesday and report to this house? Come back on Tuesday and report to the house. Since you have cabinet on Monday, you should be able to raise it up. Then you report to the house. We are helping you to do your work.
Much obliged, Right Honorable Speaker. However, I beg your indulgence, Right Honorable Speaker, to make one correction. I am acting Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, and I started the acting ship quite recently. I was not Minister of
Honorable Minister.
No, I'm just correcting what.
No, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, that's why I've given you 1 week. You are not the minister then.
Much obliged, Right Honorable Speaker and all members. I'll be here on Tuesday.
Honorable members, meanwhile, we had election in PAP. In the election of PAP, Pan-African Parliament, we were able to get a number of positions as Uganda. And I'll be waiting. Honorable Carol, is Carol here? I'll be waiting for a report and we'll present it here on the positions we got from Pan-African Parliament. So we want the commission come and report on Tuesday. Next item.
Item 4, laying of papers. Item 4A.
Yes, Kasese.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Yeah, I want to join the rest of my colleagues to welcome you back. And the feedback that I have from Kasese is that you have their prayers. And they enjoy the way you look at Uganda as a family. Madam Speaker, I'm raising on a procedural matter. Madam Speaker, about 2 months ago, you gave instruction to government and directed government to ensure that our fellow citizens that are incarcerated in a prison and need urgent medical attention should without further delay. Madam Speaker, in your chair, you directed government. And we as a house was excited and our fellow citizens were excited. Madam Speaker, the government that you directed never paid attention at all. You are aware, my fellow citizens, that so far as a community, Kasese community, we've lost 10 people down in prison just because when they need medical attention, they never get the attention that they need. Prisons are not hospitals. Prisons are prisons. Madam Speaker, as I speak right now, we have a body stuck with government. And we thought as MPs, I think enough is enough. Where do we take this body? Speaker directed government to ensure that those that are in prison get the medical attention that they need. Government, as usual, or sometimes decided not to pay attention at all. Madam Speaker, the procedural issue that I'm raising.
John is on procedure. You don't raise a procedure on procedure.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for your illustrious leadership.
Madam Speaker. John.
Yes,
John. John.
Madam Speaker.
I invested a lot of money on training the last 2 weeks. And I thought those are some of the smaller things we should have gotten to know. Yes.
Madam Speaker, my procedural issue is just crystal clear. Is it procedurally correct and right and in order for government to continue disregarding your instructions? When in actual says constitutionally, your word here becomes the last word. And Madam Speaker, the people from Kasese are asking, how many dead bodies is government waiting for it to pay attention that those that are still in the hospitals get.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
I have already instructed the clerk to extract all the pending issues that were in the last session. Attorney General is here. And we want Attorney General to give us a feedback, give us a comprehensive statement on the persons who are in prisons, what actions have been taken, and what is the way forward. So it will come, we'll need a paper to that effect. All the pending issues must be disposed of in these first 2 weeks. Your matter. Rasta.
Madam Speaker, thank you for this chance. Certainly, I did not have time in your speech to thank you, and particularly and directly to you for guiding us through the last session. I know so many jobs came to you. We had all bad things to talk about you. But what was each why I stood up was according to Rule 4 of this House, which talks about us debating in English. I have known the accents of this country, the Western Spooner and Stammer, the Northern Husky language, and of course that of East, which is Laissez-faire, and the Central Counter. Now our colleague, the accent, Madam Speaker, I'm very sure that at times you also simply estimate the theme. This is not the language for Uganda, the accent for Uganda. He has been doing this in the last session. Now, if we begin, especially that you guided us that we should run, and the running, you are at the forefront of that running. We don't want to estimate what somebody is talking. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members. Honorable members. That was a commercial break. Honorable Atkins was speaking English. It's just because for you studied in those schools in Bududa, in Manafa, but you were speaking English. Next item.
Item 4A.
Madam Speaker, I beg to lay on table the Petroleum Fund semi-annual report on inflows, outflows, and the assets of the fund for the period ended 31st December 2021. I beg to lay.
Thank you. The report is referred to the Committee of Environment and Natural Resources. Finance. Please lay.
Item 4B.
4B. Honorable Fortune.
Because of the bulk of the documents, I request that I'll lay the first page and ask my other colleague to lay because there are really many. Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay the report of the Auditor General on value for money audit and assessment of infrastructure projects implemented by local governments under the Uganda Intergovernmental Fiscal Transfers Program in education, health sectors for October 2021 for the following districts: Kapchorwa District Local Government, Kamuli District Local Government, Agago District Local Government, Kakumiro District Local Government. Right Honourable Speaker, I am being guided by one of my senior brothers that I will lay one by one. I seek your indulgence.
Can you read the documents?
Okay. Kakumiro District Local Government, Kiruhura District Local Government, Apache District Local Government, Bukedeya District Local Government, Bujiri Municipal Council, Buheju District Local Government, Alebutong District Local Government, Bushei District Local Government, Butambala District Local Government, Serere District Local Government, Shema Municipal Council Local Government, District Local Government, Chibuku District Local Government, Kapchorwa District, Kapchorwa Municipal Council, Bujiri District Local Government, Amolata District Local Government, Budaka District Local Government, Bokolo District Local Government, Mbarara Municipal Council, Masaka District Local Government, Kalungu District Local Government, Mbarara District Local Government, because the other one was municipality, Mitoma District Local Government. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay. And may I invite the Honorable Commissioner to come and support me lay the rest. Honorable Esther.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the reports of the Auditor General on value for money audit and assessment of infrastructure projects implemented by local governments under the Intergovernmental Fiscal Transfers Program in education and health sectors for October 2021 for the following entities: Luero District Local Government, Butembo District Local Government, Uganda District Local Government, Namayengo District Local Government, Masindi District Local Government, Gomba District Local Government, Pader District Local Government, Sironko District Local Government, Mitiana District Local Government, Otuke District Local Government, Kabarole District Local Government, Kagadi District Local Government, Masaka Municipal Council, Sembabule District Local Government, Kabale District Local Government, Chankwanzi District Local Government, Kole District Local Government, Mubende District Local Government, Mubende Municipal Council, Kamwenge District Local Government, Bulambuli District Local Government, Bunyangabo District Local Government, Luka District Local Government, Palisa District Local Government, Bugweri District Local Government, Nakaseke District Local Government, Omoro District Local Government, Chegegwa District Local Government, Kamuli Municipal Council, Katakwi District Local Government, Kasanda District Local Government. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay.
Thank you so much, Commissioners. The reports are referred to Public Accounts Committee, less local government, under Rule 182(4). And you should process these bills as fast as possible. Remember, we have an obligation, an expiry of the reports within 6 months, then they are automatically adopted, especially the accountability committees. We want these reports processed and reports presented to the House. Don't sit on the reports. If you cannot do it as one committee, divide your committee. Funding. Now the committees are going to have funding. What we want is work from the committees. We want the work from the committees. Honorable members, next item.
Item 5, designation of members to sectoral committees in accordance with Rule 187(1) of the Rules of Procedure.
When we started the first session, members were designated to committees. We have the sectoral and standing committees. Under Rule 187 of the Rules of Procedure, the sectoral committee members serve for 1 year, and the persons responsible for assignment of this are the whips, as per our rules of procedure and as per the Administration of Parliament Act. However, I am cognizant of the rule that one party as of now does not have a whip. And I want to make my ruling to that effect before we receive the names. Rule 1871 of the Rules of Procedure is to the effect that there shall be a sectoral committee of the House whose members shall be designated by whips on basis of party, organization representation, and the interest of independent members in the House at the beginning of every session of Parliament. Section 6H(1) of Administration of Parliament Act and Rule 15(1) provide for government chief whip appointed by government from among members of Parliament representing the ruling party. Section 6H(2) is clear that the role and the function of the government chief whip is to ensure due attendance, participation in the proceedings, and voting in Parliament of members of the ruling party. The same is replicated in Rule 15(2) of the Rules of Procedure. Section 6H(3) goes further to state that a government chief whip shall also perform the functions as may be prescribed by the Rules of Procedure. The prescription of this other function is done under Rule 15(10) to include supplying lists of members to serve the standing committees and the sectoral committees. That is under Rule 15(10)(c). The above notwithstanding, Article 108A(1) Uganda provides for the appointment of the Prime Minister under Article 108A(2)(a) is designated as the leader of government business in Parliament, responsible for coordination and implementation of government policies across the ministries, departments, and public institutions. It is therefore clear that the Prime Minister leads and spearheads government business in the House. The Cabinet and other ministers, the government chief whip included, only lend a helping hand and are indeed under the charge of the Prime Minister in her capacity as a leader of government business. While I'm aware of the provision of Section 6H of the Administration of Parliament Act and Rule 15 of Rules of Procedure, I am also bound by the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, which is the supreme law of the land as per Article 2, and which is clear on what spearheads the government business in the House. The Constitution has binding force on all authorities and persons throughout Uganda, indeed in any law. Our rules of procedure included or any custom that is consistent with any of the provisions of the Constitution. The Constitution shall always prevail. and that the law or the custom shall to an extent of inconsistent be void. It's therefore my ruling that in the absence of the government chief whip, who, as illustrated above, helps the Prime Minister in coordinating government business in Parliament, the supply of the list of members to serve the committees can legally be done. And I'm saying can legally be done by the Prime Minister in her capacity as the leader of government business. We should not stifle the operation of this house because there is one person missing. I therefore ask the Prime Minister to give us the list. Procedure in my ruling? Yes.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. See, the rules are very protective of the Speaker. So even when you disagree, the processing of that disagreement is very difficult. The procedure issue I am raising, Madam, now that you have said that the Prime Minister can become the government chief whip, supply the lists. I am asking you to help me also give a ruling on the Administration of Parliament Act 6H, which says there shall be, and the word shall, there shall be in Parliament the government chief whip. The rest you have said, Madam Speaker, because shall is a command. And Madam Speaker, I respect your ruling, but my fear, if it is going to be abused, for more than a year, this country has no governor of the central bank. Yet the president and his wife are in the honeymoon in Tungam. Madam Speaker, I fear if you create a room, because when the Speaker of this Parliament died, Honorable, we will be the first sitting of the Speaker.
Honorable Samajo, I don't think you should talk about people's honeymoon. Leave the guys to enjoy their lives. If you want to go for honeymoon, kindly go for honeymoon with your wife too. I don't see how the name of the president can come in here. I have made a ruling, and you know how to challenge the Speaker's ruling. You know how to challenge the Speaker's ruling, and for now, if you want a ruling on that 6H, I will deliver it at an ample time.
Madam Speaker, certainly I cannot challenge your ruling, and I want to thank you because you made a pledge you will.
I'm actually offering you a honeymoon with the Hajjat. Tell me when you're ready for that honeymoon.
Madam Speaker, I said this in good faith. At the beginning of this session, you said we are supposed to attend Parliament and there are a number of times when you are not there, you have said that actually a member of Parliament can be thrown out. I am not attacking anyone's honeymoon. I am only surprised that people who have no time to appoint the governor of central bank to deal with the crisis of inflation have time to go and honeymoon. I am only surprised because once you've done your work certainly, and I want to thank you for giving us an offer. When we have attended the number of times I'm supposed to attend as an MP, I will come to you. But someone has a duty. So I am only Madam Speaker, asking you to remind this person that has a duty under the Constitution to do this. After that, they can even go to Rome and Kigali
No problem. I'll make the humble reminder, but the Bank of Uganda Act is not entrenched. It says in the absence of the governor, the deputy will always act. It is not like Parliament that you have to have an election before. But it doesn't cause any harm for us to have a governor. And what I am aware, we have a governor in place. The system is operating. The banking sector is operating. And members, having these committees designated is a very important thing. And as we are all aware, the committees are the engines of processing all the legislative business. We need to have this done as soon as now. I therefore call the whips. I call the Prime Minister to designate the members. The office of the clerk will have the report compiled for the chairs to know who are their members. And of course, we have NRM, we have NOP, DP, UPC, PP, UPDF, and independence. At the end of every committee membership list will be given out to all the members, and you'll know who are your members. And as I had made a statement earlier on, that we are not going to make fundamental changes because we want members to have a grasp of a committee before you move to another committee, not running from committee from year to year. And you, at the end of the day, you don't know what you've done in that period. Can we have, are you designating or you what?
No, a quick one, Madam Speaker. I'm not challenging your ruling, and I'm not one that would attempt to do that, Madam Speaker. But Madam Speaker, I'm constrained to hold my peace with Article 108A, especially which, of course, expounds on the appointment of the Prime Minister, who, of course, doubles as the leader of government business. The appointment of the Chief Whip, as per the Rule 15, as you really vividly put it, is by government. And the word here is shall. There shall be.
So what is the difference from what you're asking and what you heard say?
Let me, I'm about to conclude. So this shall would mean that if the leader of government business is going to perform the role of the whip, who is supposed to be appointed by government, it would mean we should avoid future litigation. It would mean that that person or office has constituted itself into government, Madam Speaker. I'm only doing this also in good faith to avoid future litigation.
Honorable members, should we?
Right, Honorable Speaker, sorry to intervene. Right, Honorable Speaker, when we adopted the multi-party system, it was agreed that the office of the Prime Minister would deal with executive matters, will coordinate on executive matters. However, in a multi-party dispensation, the whips deal with political issues, and therefore the office of the government whip is to coordinate political issues of the ruling party. And the political whips, the other parties in parliament, that is, and the other parties the same. So therefore, on matters to do with political parties and political choices to to the committees will require the whip, whereas when it comes to the functionalization of the government coordinating with Parliament and so on, that's where you now need the office of the Prime Minister. And many of us feel very comfortable, by the way, right Honorable Speaker, dealing with the Prime Minister because he is neutral, he is executive, I can consult him at all time. But when it comes to me now accessing the office of the whip of the NRM, then you know, right, Honorable Speaker, that I have to maybe change dressing and maybe even my mannerism and so on. And many times when I need favor from them, I try to put on yellow, they don't even recognize me, I change, that kind of thing. And as you can see, I'm loading the vote by putting on red, hoping that they will put me in the committee where I want to go. So, right now, so I'm seeking clarification. I've been observing, and I know that definitely the whip must be specifically on issues to do with the political parties. I beg to submit.
Thank you, members. I've had your issues, I've had your cries. I know what the law requires of us. We will have a whip. We should not stagnate our work in the absence of the whip. We are not going to wait for people to do what they are supposed to do. And let's move on. Can we have the designation being done? But Prime Minister also remind the executive we want a whip. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I take the opportunity to welcome you back from the recess. And I thank those who joined us.
There's a matter from Morris.
Thank you, Right Honorable. It has come that maybe through your office, you intervene so that in the future, we don't experience the same scenario we are going through. The NRM party that I belong to has a deputy whip. In most circumstances, when the vice chairman acts as the deputy whip, I believe it's the position we vote him in. Maybe through your office in the future, Right Honorable Speaker, we shall be clearly get informed of the role of the vice chair or the deputy whip, so that in the future, when such a scenario is there, we don't go back into what we have gone through. But
Honorable Morris, the issue of the future whip is an internal party arrangement. Internal party arrangement. It's not about this. Can we have designation?
Thank you, Right Honorable. Right Honorable, I was also thanking the members who joined ministers to go around the country to popularize the Parish Development Model Program. Welcome back. Right Honorable Speaker, I start with the Committee on Agriculture, Animal Industries and Fisheries. On this committee, the government side has designated the following members. Honorable is a district woman representative, Abim, and she's the chairperson. Honorable Dr. Tim Agnes Amolata, deputy chairperson. Honorable Lilian Abba from Kitugum is a member. North member. Honorable Driwaru Jennifer Maracha, she's a member. Honorable Loki John Baptist, Matheniko County, member. All those are NRM. Honorable Nyongere Enoch, Nakaseke North, member. Honorable Kamukama Davis, Bunyangab County, a member. Honorable Kabura Derek, Baimuche, Bushenyi Ishaka, Municipality, a member. Honorable Kamal Joseph, Dodot North County, a member. Honorable Kasekende Grace, Bataringaya from Rubirizi, she's a member.
Honorable Kasande.
Sorry, Kasande.
Kesande,
Oh, it's
Kesande.
Kesande, sorry. Kesande Grace Bataringaya. She's from Rubirizi, a member. Honorable Wakabi Pius, Bugaya County, a member. Honorable Magola Rachel from Bugweri, a member. Honorable Migade Robert Ndugwa from Buvuma Islands, a member. Honorable Muhumuza David, Mwenge County, a member. Honorable Begumisa Mary, Sembabule, a member. Honorable Okum Gabriel, Okoro County, a member. Honorable Okot John Amos, Agago North County, a member. And Honorable Anua Rick Richard, Agago West County, a member. Right, Honorable, I beg designate.
Thank you. Nope. Nope.
Madam Speaker. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. At the beginning of every session of Parliament, Madam Speaker, there shall be sectoral committees of the House whose members shall be designated by whips. And I'm the chief opposition whip, Madam Speaker. And by virtue of that office, in accordance with the rule 1871 of our rules of procedure, I've already supplied all the lists of members that are to serve on the sectoral committees. But for your information, Madam Speaker, only 8, the changes are only affecting 8 members. Those have relocated and designated to new sectoral committees. So I will seek your indulgence, whether in the interest of time I should read the entire list, including those that have maintained the status quo, or only the 8 that have changed.
Honorable members, we are reading the whole list of committee by committee. If you see NRM has not even changed 1 member, they will be the ones to say we are maintaining a status quo, but they are reading 1 by 1. And that's what designation is.
Much obliged, Madam Speaker. I will commence, because on my side we have 6 parties. I will commence with the PPP, the sectoral committee, Honorable Okot Santa, Agriculture Committee. I beg to designate. Then Democratic Party. Madam Speaker, I beg to designate Honorable Okot Peter to the Sectoral Committee of Presidential Affairs. I deal with one committee.
In agriculture.
Oh, please.
Yeah, but still, you should be orderly.
Let me deal with agriculture.
Yeah, let him go committee. Let him go committee by committee.
UTC is here. Agriculture for National Unity Platform, these are the members. The Honorable Abed Wanika, the Honorable Mugabe Susan, the Honorable Chebakutika Manjer, the Honorable Matovu Chaus, and the Honorable Nanyondo Veronica. On the UPC, the Honorable Akora Maxwell. I beg to designate. Then FDC, Agriculture, the Honorable Apollo Stella Isodo, and the Honorable Geoffrey Ekanya of Tororo North. On Democratic Party. Incidental on the, yes, the Honorable Lukwago John Paul M. I beg to designate Madam Speaker.
Thank you. UPDF. UPDF. And then independence. UPDF is not here. We had the Major Kavuma.
Madam Speaker, with UPDF, all is status quo.
Pardon?
All the members have remained status quo.
Where is the list? We want the names.
The general is committed a bit. Pardon? The member on Agricultural Sector Committee is Major General Sam Kavuma.
Thank you. Independence. Madam Alanyo, you designate.
Order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I repeat, the member designated, the UPDF member designated on Agricultural Committee as Sectoral Committee is Honorable Major General Sam Kavuma. I beg to designate.
Honorable Semuju.
Madam Speaker.
That's our maiden speech.
I much obliged. Madam Speaker, our rules and the Administration of Parliament Act do not provide for a whip of UPDF. So the member who is designating soldiers here is doing so under which rule?
Independence.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. For the record, I am Zijan David Livingstone, the Dean of Independence. To the Committee on Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, I designate the following members. Honorable Waliomu Muwanika Moses of Kagoma County. Honorable Tusime Julius Karuhanga of Rwampara East Constituency. Honorable Ojara Martin Mapenduzi of Badege Laibi Division. Honorable Mukasa Julius Opondo of Bujumbura. And the Honorable Kayanga Baroda of Kamuli Municipality to the Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, I beg to designate.
Thank you. Honorable members, I put a question that the Committee of Agriculture, Animal Industries and Fisheries be constituted as proposed. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. Ayes have it. Defense.
Right Honorable, on the Committee of Defense and Internal Affairs, the government side has designated the following members. Honorable Nyachikongoro Rosemary, the chairperson. Honorable Milton Muuma, the deputy chairperson. Members include Honorable Wakoli Godfrey, Honorable Ochero Jim Brick, Norman, Honorable Nionsaba Alex, Honorable Opolot Simon Peter, Honorable Ayuk Patrick, Honorable Nankwanga Christine Tubo, Honorable Okeyo Peter, Honorable Yamuka Manul Joseph, Honorable Mugabe Kronozio, Honorable Kauma Sauda, Honorable Kintu Alex Brandon, Honorable Choto Ibrahim, Honorable Rubega Bashir, Honorable Oki Peter Abrahams, Honorable Mwesigo Robert Rokari, Honorable Ikojo John Bosco, Honorable Archibald Nance. I beg to designate.
Mwesiga Robert Rokari, have you read? Okay, thank you.
Madam Speaker, on Defense and Internal Affairs, the Honorable Namanya Naboth of Rubabo, the Honorable Court Moses Junior Bititek of Choga. These are all on FDC ticket. And then on UPC, we have the Honorable Oduru Jonathan. And the National Unity Platform, we have the Honorable Katabaz Francis of Karungu East, Honorable Chiwanuka Abdallah, Mukono County North, Honorable Nambo Betty Bachireke, Mukono Municipality. I beg to designate, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Other organizations, UPDF. UPDF.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For defense, the member that's designated for the defense and internal affairs is Honorable Lieutenant General Peter Elwello. I beg to designate, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Independence.
Independence for the Defense and Internal Affairs, Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Museveni.
Which one?
Honorable Museveni William of Wekula North, Honorable Kangwaje Stephen Rwakanuma of Bukanga, Honorable Arina Itwe Rauben of Isingiro West, and Honorable Lamwaka Margaret of Chua East. I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee of Defense and Internal Affairs be constituted as proposed. Those in favor stand the contrary nay. The ayes have it. East African Community Affairs.
Right Honorable, on the Committee of East African Community Affairs, the government side has designates who is the chairperson is Honorable Noeline Kisembo. Then the vice chairperson or the deputy chairperson is Honorable Abdi Fadil Kisoso Chemaswet. The members include Honorable Lamal Kisos, Honorable Abdi Fadil Kisos Chemaswet. Thank you. Honorable Amo Ismail Muhammad, Honorable Masika Apollo, Honorable Ngoya John Bosco, Honorable Kaya Sara Nitalisile, Honorable Ogwal Moses Goli, Honorable Okulo Abuka Jalion Anthony, Honorable Kahunde Helen, Honorable Kamara John Nzeimana, Honorable Esen Anthony, Honorable Baba James Bolivar, Honorable Wachkona David, Honorable Alero Tom Azza, Honorable Leku Joel, Honorable Chove Luke Inensiko, Honorable Achia Remigio, Honorable Atuto Jacinta, and Honorable Mawanda Michael Maranga. I beg to designate Madam Speaker.
Did I hear Kibanya in your list? Okay. Yes, no.
Madam Speaker, on the Committee of East African Community Affairs, I have the Honorable Gilbert Olanya, Kilaka South, Honorable Ekudo Tom Julius Kwani, of Rubaga South, and then the Honorable Nsubuka Paul of Busiro North. I beg to designate Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Independence.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, to the Committee of East African Community Affairs. I designate the Honorable Nantara Aida Elios, District Woman Representative Kayunga, Honorable Mosila John, Bobulo East, Honorable Nakayenze Koni Galiwango, Woman Representative Mbale City, and Honorable Ahmed Agnes, District Woman Representative Butebo. I beg to designate.
Thank you, UPDF. Do you have?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For the UPDF, we do not have a member for the East African Affairs designation.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee of East African Community Affairs be constituted as proposed. Those in favor say unto the contrary, nay. The ayes have it. Education and sports.
On the Committee of Education and Sports, Right Honorable Speaker, government side has Honorable Tracy J. John Ntamuhira, who is the chairperson, and Honorable Engineer Cuthbert Abigaba Mirembe is the deputy chairperson. The members we have Honorable Asimu Musime Mole, Honorable Nyakato Dorothy, Honorable Nyamtoro Fiona, Honorable Awich Jane, Honorable Kamatenet Jocelyn, Honorable Victoria James, Honorable Lokwang Phyllis, Philip Ilukol, Honorable Mutumba Abdu, Honorable Etuka Isaac, Honorable Taban Sharifa, Honorable Paparu Lilian Obiale, Honorable Katsime Annette Mugisha, Honorable Tibasima Joram Ruranga, Honorable Bajie Agre Henry, Honorable Akelo Beatrice, Honorable Okum Catherine Mavenjina, and Honorable Binge Patrick Nyanzi. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you. No.
The Committee on Education and Sports, the Honorable Emmanuel Ongethio of Janam, the Honorable Onguzili Dennis of Maracha. These are on FDC ticket. The National Unity Platform, we have the Honorable Nabukenya Brenda of Ruero, the Honorable Seungu Joseph of Kalungu, the Honorable Samba Patrick Oshabe of Kasanda North, and the Honorable Kakembo Michael, Entebbe Municipality. I beg to designate, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Independence.
Education and Sports Committee, Right Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Reverend Father Charles Onen of Gulu East, Honorable Macho Joffre of Busia Municipality, Honorable Aogon Silas of Kumi Municipality, Honorable Akugizibwe Aled Ronald, Honorable Ebwalu Jonathan of Soroti West Division, I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the committee. UPDF.
For the Education Committee designation, Honorable Speaker, have Honorable Major Dr. Jennifer Lanyo as the designate. Thank you. I beg to designate Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee of Education and Sports be constituted as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it. Finance, Planning, Economic Development.
On the Committee of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, the government side designates Dr. Kefa Chiwanuka as the chairperson and the Honorable Avuru Jane Pachuto as the deputy chairperson. We have Honorable Wamakuyu Ignatius Mudimi, a member, Honorable Kankunda Amos Kibuika, member, Honorable Alima Jackson, Atima Jackson Lee Bat, also a member, Honorable Bataringaya Basil Rakwene, a member, Honorable Simwe E.K. Enos, a member, Honorable Alepa Moses, a member, Honorable Sejoba Isaac, a member, Honorable Taiba Habat Musasizi, a member, Honorable Lematia John, Honorable Choma Savio, the Savia Akampolila, a member, Honorable Nakut Faith Loru, a member, Honorable Nangoli Gerard, a member, Honorable Katali Loy, a member, Honorable Ochai Maximus, a member, Honorable Opolot Patrick Isiaji, a member, Honorable Wanda Richard, a member, and Honorable Okwi Samuel. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you. Opposition.
Madam Speaker, the Committee on Finance, Planning and Economic Development, the Honorable Ochan Patrick of Apache Municipality on UPC ticket, the Honorable Rutamaguzi Semakula of Nakaseke DP, the Honorable Nandala Mafavi of Udadiri West, the Honorable Anthony Akol of Klaka North on FDC ticket, National Unity Platform, the Honorable Nabukera Hanifa of Mukono, the Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi of Butambala, the Honorable Senyonyi Joel of Nakawa West, and the Honorable Nabagave Karule Flavia of Kasanda North. I beg, of Kasanda District, I beg to submit, to designate Madam Speaker.
Thank you. UPDF.
Right, Honorable Speaker, the UPDF has no member designated for finance and political and planning. Thank you.
It's finance, planning, and economic development.
I repeat, finance, planning, and economic development, right, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Sit near there so that you don't walk a long distance. Independence.
On the Committee of Finance, Planning, and Economic Development, Right Honorable Speaker, the Independents designate Honorable Omara Paul of Otuke County, Honorable Muhammad Nsereko of Kampala Central Division, Honorable Achiro Pascamenya, District Woman Representative Pader, Honorable Chinyamatama Subi Juliet, Woman Representative Rakai, and the Honorable Masara Karim of Mbale Industrial Division. I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee of Finance, Planning, and Economic Development be constituted as proposed. Those in favor say aye, the contrary nay. The ayes have it. Foreign Affairs.
Right Honorable, the Committee on Foreign Affairs, the government side designates Honorable Nora Bigirwa Nyendoha as a chairperson, Honorable Nisima Boaz Kasirabo as the deputy chairperson. The members include Honorable Achan Judith Peace, Honorable Hashim Sulaiman, Honorable Kayogera Yona, Honorable Okot Boniface Henry, Honorable Mtebi Nuhu Wanzala, Honorable Mutono Patrick Lodoi, Honorable Kisa Stephen B, Honorable Maneno Zumra, Honorable Katoto Muhammad. Honorable Muhes Abaho Jennifer, Honorable Isamat Abraham, Honorable Opolot Fred, Honorable Kishava Patience Nkunda, Honorable Akampurira Prose Babas, Honorable Asamo Grace.
Minister.
I think that, yeah, no. I think that one is a mistake because Honorable Asamo
is a minister.
Is a minister. So that one is not included. Honorable Koto Gong Felix and Honorable Olobo James. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Opposition.
Right Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Okai Bob of Kwanya North, that is on UPC ticket. The Honorable Lumu Richard Mitiana on DP ticket. The Honorable Okini PP Ojara of Uchua West, the Honorable Lucy Akelo of Amur, these are on FDC ticket. NUP, Honorable Nkunyinji Mwada of Chadondo East, the Honorable Sewanyana Alan of Makindye West, and the Honorable Serubula Stephen of Lugazi Municipality. I beg to designate Madam Speaker.
Thank you. UPDF.
Honorable Speaker, for the Committee of Foreign Affairs, the UPDF designates Honorable General Wilson Mbasumbadi. I beg to designate that, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Independence.
The Committee on Foreign Affairs, the Independents designate Honorable Atugonza Alan of Bulisa County, Honorable Ocheng Peter of Kole County South, Honorable Obong Vincent Shedrick of Lira West Division, Honorable Komakech Christopher of Aru County, Honorable Tuesije Nathan Itungo of Kashari South County. I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee on Foreign Affairs be constituted as proposed. Those in favor sign the contrary name. The ayes have it. Committee of Gender, Labor and Social Development.
Designate the following honorable members: the Committee on Gender, Labor and Social Development, and the chairperson is Honorable Kabahenda Flavia Rabhoro. The vice chairperson or the deputy chairperson is Honorable Najuma Sarah. The members include Honorable Linda Irene, Honorable Bakabulindi Charles, Honorable Acheng Dorcas, Honorable Avako Mausa Naimagule, Honorable Laura Kanushu, Honorable Kala Kevin Ojinga, Honorable Ayo Jennifer, Honorable Lochap Peter Ken, Honorable Isabie Idi, Honorable Kamugo Pamela Nasio, Honorable Ayo Tony, Honorable Ngopek Linos, Honorable Alinaitwe Rakajara, Honorable Owako Peggy Joy, Honorable Asime Florence Akiki, Honorable Msingu Ziona, and the Honorable Chamonges William. Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you. Position.
The Committee of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Madam Speaker, the Honorable Businje Joab of Masindi Municipality, the Honorable Muhindo Harold of Bukonzo East, they are on FDC ticket, the Honorable Nantongo Fortunate of DP, and then NUP we have the Honorable Kavuye Frank of Kasanda South, Honorable Kiaga Hirare of Maokota North, and the Honorable Mayanja Alan of Nakaseke Central. I beg to designate, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. UPDF.
But Honorable Speaker, there's no member designated for the Committee of Gender, Labor and Social Development by the UPDF caucus. Thank you.
Independence.
Gender, Labor and Social Development, Right Honorable Speaker, Independents designate Honorable Mboizi Arthur Wako of Budaka, Honorable Vyakatonda Abdul, Workers Representative, Honorable Miriam Mohaye, District Human Representative Mbale, and the Honorable Roabushaija Margaret Namobiru, Workers Representative. I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee on Gender, Love and Social Development be constituted as proposed. Those in favor say and record the name. Let's have it. Health.
The Committee on Health, the government side designates Honorable Aime Charles as the chairperson, Honorable Sevikali Joel as the deputy chairperson, or vice chairperson. Among the members, we have Honorable Ninkusima John Paul, Honorable Namukuta Brenda, Honorable Nakaziwe Hope Grania, Honorable Lematia Ruth, Honorable Laka Sharon Balmoy, Honorable Bebona Babunji Josephine Bebona, Honorable Chelain Betty Luke, Honorable Dokadidi George, it's Boka Didi George, Honorable Atuijukire Dan, Honorable Otim Isaac Ismail, Honorable Ayebare Margaret, Honorable Rutahingwa Elisa, Honorable Rionga Joseph, Honorable Sechans Bernard Chiria, Honorable Nafuna Muloni Irene Margaret, Honorable Mbayo Esther, and Honorable Raburindore Tassis. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you. Opposition.
The Committee on Health, Madam Speaker, the Honorable Auma Kenny of Ukwania District on UPC ticket, the Honorable Lulumebaiga Michael on DP ticket. Then on NUP, we have the Honorable Ndajire Christine of Komasimbi North, the Honorable Dr. Kagabo Twaha Muze of Koto South, and the Honorable Zake Francis of Mitiana Municipality. FDC ticket, we have the Honorable Dr. Kamala Nicholas of Kabale Municipality, and the Dr. Batua, Honorable Dr. Batua Timothy of Jinja West. I beg to designate, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. UPDF.
Right, Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Health has a member designate, Honorable Colonel Dr. Victoria Nekesa, speaking, and I beg to submit, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Independence.
To the Committee on Health, Right Honorable Speaker, the independents designate Honorable Makoha Margaret, Woman Representative Namayingo, Honorable Nakato Mary Annette, Woman Representative Buyende, Honorable Opio Samuel, Kole County North, Honorable Bahireira Tumwekwase B. Sylvia, Woman Representative Kamwenge, and the Honorable Zawede Victorious, Woman Representative Nakasongola, I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee of Health be constituted as proposed. Those in favor say and record the name. The ayes have it. Information, communication, technology, and national guidance. ICT.
On the Committee of ICT, the government side designates Honorable Magogo Moses Hassim as a chairperson and Honorable Igeme Nathan Nabeta as the vice chairperson. Among the members, we have Honorable Elot Cosmas, Honorable Tinkasimire Barnabas, Honorable Ndez Alex, Honorable Chemtai Phyllis, Honorable Kambale Ferigo, Honorable Achon Julius Boa, Honorable Olem Mika Akasile, Honorable Motua Geoffrey, Honorable Chelangat Alinga Solomon, Honorable Rugumayo Edson, Honorable Kamsime Caroline, Honorable Kinobere Herbert, Honorable Feta Geoffrey, Honorable Afoyo Chan Esther, Honorable Tumwine Anna Mary, Honorable Bainomugisha Jane Kabajungu, and Honorable Ojok Andrew Olanya. Right, Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you.
Madam Speaker, the Committee on Information, Communication and Technology, including national guidance. FDC ticket, we have the Honorable Florence Kabugo of Kasese District, the Honorable Isabri David Iga of Jinja North. Then on NUP, we have the Honorable Joyce Vagaran Twatwa of Mitiana. Then the Honorable Namuga Goreti of Maogola South. Then the Honorable Kaziwe Bashir Mbazira of Kawembe South. I beg to designate, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. UPDF.
Right, Honorable Speaker, the UPDF has not got a member designate for the ICT.
Thank you. Independence.
Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, Right Honorable Speaker. The Independents designate Honorable Mpindi Bumari, People with Disabilities Representative. Honorable Abeja Susan Jolly, District Women Representative, Otuke. Honorable Musa Noah, Koboko County North. And Honorable Kiza Kenneth Nyenduoha, Bujenje County. I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question at the Committee on Information be constituted as proposed. Those in favor send the contrary name. Let's have it. Legal and Parliamentary Affairs.
Right, Honorable Speaker, on the Committee of Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, the government side designates Honorable Robina Rakojo Greme as a chairperson, Honorable Mutembuli Yusuf as the deputy chairperson. Members, we have Honorable Okror Bosco, Honorable Nkwasiwe Zinkuratire Henry, Honorable Odoi Bernard Onen Mtusa, Honorable Odoi Onyelo Fox, Honorable Osek Richard Oriebo, Honorable Buck Stephen Mugabe, Honorable Cherukut Emma Rose, Honorable Kajoje Trinomigisha Wilson, Honorable Okia John Aniku, Honorable Obiga Rose, Honorable Achayo Lodu, Honorable Kasaija Stephen, Honorable Pedro, Honorable Kwizera Paul, Honorable Werike Peter Christopher, and Honorable Sloan Solomon. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you. Opposition.
The Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Madam Speaker, the Honorable Alum Sandra Ogwang on UPC ticket, the Honorable Semuju Ibrahim Nganda of Kira Municipality, the Honorable Deke Ann Ebaju of Soroti District on FDC ticket, the Honorable of Jema, on the Jema ticket, we have the Honorable Asman Vasalirwa from Bujiri Municipality. In NUP, we have the Honorable Malende Shamim of Kampala. We have the Honorable Ruvega Medad Segona of Usiro East, and the Honorable Sechitoreko Robert from Vamnanika County. I beg to designate Madam Speaker.
Thank you, UPDF.
On the Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, the UPDF member designate is the Honorable Lieutenant General James Mujira. I beg to designate Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, independents.
Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Right Honorable Speaker, the independents designate Honorable Shatsi Musharure Nairare Kutesa of Mawogola North County, Honorable Abdu Katuntu of Vugweri County, Honorable Acrobat Kiza Moses of Hendera County, and Honorable Niwagaba Wilfred of Ndora County. I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee of Legal and Parliamentary Affairs be constituted as proposed. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. Yes, have it. Environment and Natural Resources.
Right Honorable Speaker, on the Committee on Natural Resources, the government side designates Honorable Otiama Emmanuel Otala as the chairperson and Honorable Kugonza Emil as the deputy chairperson. Honorable members include Honorable B. Lawrence Songa, Honorable Dixon Kateshumbwa, Honorable Wambede Seth, Honorable Agasha Juliet Bashisha, Honorable Tumus J. Josephat, Honorable Sendaula Christine Bukenya, Honorable Akamba Paul, Honorable Mugumya Claire, Honorable Natumanya Flora, Honorable Alion Yok Odria, Honorable Ruhunda Alex, Honorable Magolo John Faith, Honorable Apollo Yeri Ofono, Honorable Twinom John Francis Kazin, Honorable Atkol Sam, Honorable Angura Frederick, and Honorable Katalihwa Donald Biabazaire. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, Stephen.
Right Honorable, I'm just raising on a matter of procedure and clarification too. And I think it might lead to legal issues. on designation. I had the name of Honorable Kwizera Eddie, and I suppose that this.
Did you mention Kwizera?
I just want that clarification.
No.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I read Kwizera Paul, not Kwizera Eddie.
We have two Kwizeras.
For
There's Paul and Eddie.
Kisoro.
I just needed that clarification.
Yes, it's a different Kwizera.
Madam Speaker, on the Committee of Natural Resources, designations, I begin with the Honorable Kayondo Fred of the Democratic Party, the Honorable Jimmy James Akena of UPC, representing Lira City East, the Honorable Agoro Peti Ochan of Gulu City, and the Honorable Nyakato Asinasi of Hoima City. This is on FTC ticket. NUP, the Honorable Kaya Christine Nachimwero of Chivoga, the Honorable Kanyike Ronald Evans of Bukoto East, the Honorable Tevandeke Chaus of Bale County, the Honorable Narule Aisha Kavanda of Butambala. I beg to designate, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, UPDF.
Right, Honorable Speaker, there's no member designated for the Committee of Natural Resources by the UPDF Parliamentary Caucus.
Thank you, Independence.
Committee on Environment and Natural Resources, Right Honorable Speaker, the Independents designate members Honorable Adidwa Abdu of Bukoli County South, Honorable Kamuntu Moses of Rwanda County, Honorable Auma Linda Agnes, District Woman Representative Lira City, and Honorable Musana Patrick of Viaga East County, I so designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee on Environment and National Resources be constituted as proposed. Those in favor sign the contrary nay. The ayes have it. Next, fiscal infrastructure.
Right, Honorable Speaker, on the Committee of Fiscal Infrastructure, the government side designates Honorable Karubanga David as the chairperson, Honorable Kasolo Robert as the deputy chairperson. That is Kasolo Robert from Ikiki County. Among the members, we have Honorable Saropendi, Honorable Nsegumire Muhammad Chibedi, Honorable Okwang Hilare, Honorable Kibalia Henry Morris, Honorable Asaba Paul, Nsabimana, Honorable Bukenya Michael Iga, Honorable Byanyima Nathan, Honorable Agaba Isa, Honorable Mbabaz Pascal, Honorable Atiang Stella, Honorable Kabanda David, Honorable Namjusise, Honorable Awas Sylvia Vicky, Honorable Semanga Javira, Honorable Naigaga Mariam, Honorable Atwakire Catherine Ndamira, and Honorable Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, if members are coming to the house, come to the house, stop peeping. This business of members coming and peeping and making noise in the corridor I am warning new members who are making noise in the corridor. This session is not for that. You're being paid a lot of money to come and legislate for your people. I am not going to allow any idling in the corridors. Opposition.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Designation is on the Committee on Fiscal Infrastructure. The Honorable Sevamala Richard of the Democratic Party. The Honorable Nelson Okelo of Maruzi North on UPC ticket. The Honorable Kavusu Moses of Chamuswa. Honorable Sivambi Yusuf of Maokota South. The Honorable Alobo Joan Okong of Soroti City. All these are on FDC ticket. NUP, we have the Honorable Saz Godfrey of Gomba East. Saz of, Godfrey of Gomba East. Then the Honorable Sekavira Dennis of Katikamu North. The Honorable Nambeshe John Baptist of Manjia County. The Honorable Limweso Ronald of Nakawa East. I beg to designate Madam Speaker.
Thank you, UPDF.
In the Committee of Fiscal Infrastructure, the UPDF Parliamentary Caucus designates Honorable Brigadier General Charity Vainavavo. I beg to designate Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Independence.
Physical Infrastructure, Right Honorable Speaker. The Independents designate Honorable Okupa Elijah of Kasilo, Honorable Mugema Peter of Iganga Municipality, Honorable Roland Ndiomujenyi of Ruchiga County, Honorable Nsanja Patrick of Ntenjeru County South, and Honorable Remlicha Ivanda of Ntoroko County. I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the committee on be constituted as proposed. Those in favor stand to the contrary, nay. The ayes have it. Presidential affairs.
Right Honorable, on the Committee on Presidential Affairs, the government side designates Honorable Ababiku Jessica as a chairperson, Honorable Naomi Kabasharira as a deputy chairperson. The honorable members on that committee include Honorable Adome Francis Lorica, Honorable Taka Agnes, Honorable Kibajun Naomi, Honorable Mawawi James, Honorable Aliek Judith, Honorable Auma Helen Wandera, Honorable Awani Tony, Honorable Lajen David, Honorable Mbabas Jennifer Chomohendo, Honorable Lokor Albert, Honorable Karuvanga Jacob, Honorable Twala Fadil, Honorable Ezama Siraj Braham, Honorable Turon Saba, Honorable Kunihira Faith Philo, Honorable Bosinje Penina, and Honorable Kamkama Benjamin. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Presidential Affairs, the Honorable Sasaga Isaiah Johnny of Udadiri East, the Honorable Oneka Lady Dennis Amere of Kitugu Municipality. These are on FDC ticket. Then the Honorable Okot Peter of the Democratic Party. Nyeko Derek. These are NUP. The Honorable Nyeko Derek of Makindye East. The Honorable Segrinya Mohammed of Kawembe South. And the Honorable Kawalia Abubakar of Ruvaga North. I beg to designate Madam Speaker.
Thank you, UPDF.
On the Committee of Presidential Affairs, the UPDF caucus designates Honorable Major General Henry Masco. I beg to designate that Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Independence.
To the Committee on Presidential Affairs, Right Honorable Honorable Naomi Kabasharira of Rushenyi County. Yes, she's an independent.
He's right, that is his member, not your member. Yes.
So the NRM doesn't know who belongs to them and who doesn't. Honorable Achora Nancy, District Woman Representative Lamo. The Honorable Zijan David Livingstone, Wetembe. Honorable Asera Stephen of Buhaguzi East. And Honorable Chemtai Evelyn, District Woman Representative Bukwo. I beg to designate Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee on Presidential Affairs be constituted as proposed. Those in favor say aye, and the contrary nay. Yes, have it. Yes, we have public service and local government. Jen.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I take this opportunity to welcome you back from the recess. Right Honorable Speaker, I seek clarification. I heard the name of Honorable Chamtai Evelyn read under ICT, and I'm hearing it again.
And Chamtai Evelyn. Meanwhile, welcome back. She got involved in a very nasty accident, and we thank God for your life. Public service and local government.
On the Committee of Public Service and Local Government, the government side designates Honorable Onzima Godfrey, Chairperson, Honorable Apollo Christine, Deputy Chairperson. Members include Honorable Natukunda Midas, Honorable Chelimo Ruben Paul, Honorable Kunihira Aboli Agnes, Honorable Modoi Isaac, Honorable Trinov Sinje Giovannis, Honorable Wile Sanon, Honorable Adrico Yovan, Honorable Achan Joyce Okeny, Honorable Kitanywa Sowed, Honorable Mugabe Mzale Martin. I think it is Mugabe. Yes, it is Mugabe. Mugabe Mzale Martin, Honorable Biarugaba Alex Biakunda, Honorable Koryang Baton, Honorable Biraro Gashanga Ephraim, Honorable Wanyama Michael, Honorable Wandwas Robert, Honorable Wokrach Simon Peter, Honorable Nebanda Andrew Frolens. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Public Service and the Local Government. The designation is as follows. The Honorable Katushabe Atikins of Bukonzo West, the Honorable Emigu Julius of Ochero. These are on FDC ticket. Then NUP, we have the Honorable Naluima Betty Eto of Wakiso District, the Honorable Rwanga Jimmy of Injero Municipality, the Honorable Namboze Teddy of Umpiji, and the Honorable Nakawe Juliet Kakande of Masaka. I beg to designate, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. UPDF.
Right Honorable Speaker, the UPDF has no member designated for the Committee on
Thank you,
Public
Independence.
Service.
Public Service and Local Government, the Independents designate Honorable Nyangweso Dennis of Samia Bugwe Central County, Honorable Okabe Patrick of Serere County, Honorable Isingoma Patrick Mwesigwa of Hoima East, Honorable Komol Emmanuel of Dodoth East County, and Honorable Namtawe Joan, District Woman Representative Masaka. I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee on Public Service and Local Government be constituted as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it. Next committee.
On the Committee of Trade, Tourism and Industry, the government side designates Honorable Mwine Mpaka as a chairperson. Honorable Catherine Lamwaka as the deputy chairperson. Members include Honorable Mugole Mau.
All the members of tourism are there. They are not going anywhere.
Yeah, Mugole Mau, David Stephen, Honorable Mbwateka Mwagafa, Honorable Timuzigu Kamugisha Michael, Timuzigu Kamugisha Michael, Honorable Afdra Olema Ronald, Honorable Kemirembe Pauline Chaka, Honorable Alepa Margaret Achila, Honorable Amont Bright Tom, Honorable Award Betty Engola, Honorable Businje Harriet Mujenyi, Honorable Edakas Alfred Elalu, Honorable Nayevales Livia, Honorable Kirabo Agnes, Honorable Katwesje Olive Koyechenga, Honorable Osor Morin, Honorable Sentai Muhammad, Honorable Gafabusa Richard Muhumuza, and Honorable Wanyama Maiko. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you.
Committee on Tourism, Trade and Industry, the Honorable Atim Ogwalo Cecilia of Dokoro, the Honorable Francis Mwechuje of Bugweju. These are on FDC ticket. The Honorable Okelo Joffre, Democratic Party ticket. The Honorable of Nachivuma Central. The Honorable Kalwanga David of Suju County. The Honorable Kayemba Solo Godfrey of Komansimbi South. Honorable Rutaya Joffre of Kakuto County. And the Honorable Kaima Musoke of Nasana Municipality. I beg to designate, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. UPDF, yes.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you. Just say that the members of the committee will remain there, but while the whip of the opposition was mentioning, I didn't hear the name of Aga Ginger of FDC, who is a member of the Aga. I didn't hear. You heard. Oh no. It is Aga. It's Iga. So it's not Iga. It is Aga.
But they still have an option. They can change their member if they want. It is not a must. Yes, UPDF.
Honorable Speaker, the UPDF has no member designated for the Committee of Trade, Tourism and Industry. Okay.
Independence.
Science, Technology and Innovation, Right Honorable Speaker, the Independents designate. Sorry. Trade, Tourism and Industry.
We are talking about trade, tourism and industry.
Much obliged, Right Honorable Speaker. Committee on Trade, Tourism and Industry, Right Honorable Speaker. We designate the Honorable Kolwo Joseph Andrew of Toroma County. Honorable Atukwasa Rita, Man Representative Mbarara City. Honorable Were Godfrey Odero, Samia Bugwe South. Honorable Mushemeza Elijah Dickens, Shima County, and Honorable Amero Susan, District Woman Representative, Amuria. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to designate.
Thank you. I put a question that the Committee on Trade, Tourism and Industry be constituted as proposed. Those in favor say and to the contrary, nay. We've done the constitutional, we've constituted the committees. We have Science, Technology and Innovation. We'll handle it later. And that brings us to completion of our sectoral committees. The sectoral committees, you should go ahead and work, finish all the business in the committees, present all your reports in the House. No business of sitting on reports, petitions, motions, bills. Yes? Yes.
Madam Speaker, this one regards the standing committees. There are members who are on the appointments committee who do not have the standing committee. I think when we had just come here, the rules of procedure on another standing committee. So, Madam Speaker, I don't know when these members' names could be designated on the standing committees.
Kindly designate the members of the business of appointments committee to other committees too, because they are entitled to have 3 committees. Yes, another procedure matter from Emat Cecilia, Miss Uganda.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for that permanent title of Miss Uganda. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to draw the attention of the House Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to draw the attention of the House to two specific clauses in our rules of procedure. One, I beg to draw the attention of the Speaker of Parliament to Rule 157(4), which requires, by our rule, which requires that 40% of the leadership must be women. So in all this that the Prime Minister and the opposition whip presented, I believe that they have complied to the prescription as per our rule 157 subclause 4. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, I beg also I'm seeking guidance from the Speaker. Whereas Rule 188 subclause 6 directs that no active member of the UPDF being a designated chair or deputy chair. However, in the body of the rules, there is no specific prescription on how UPDF is represented. So maybe by practice, we could say UPDF, since they don't belong to any party, although they are probably being misdirected to be on the side of the NRM. But I know, according to our constitution, they belong to no party. Maybe they should be grouped with the independent, in which case, in future, they should apply to the office of the Speaker for the purpose of designation. That is just for us to be smart in the way we comply to our own rules. And finally, Right Honorable Speaker, Rule 187, for us to be smart again, it is very specific. And much as the Prime Minister who presented the list today, however, the rule is very specific. It says the whip of the NRM. Therefore, can we agree, Right Honorable Speaker, before we adopt this, to agree that we put aside this particular prescription for the purpose of making our final decision free from any challenge from Honorable Ephraim Sebunju? Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to submit to make the three submissions for your guidance and clarification, and maybe I seek the way forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matt. One, I want to assure you that the presiding officer is a woman and is mindful of the 40%. So the 40% is catered for. And two, the UPDF being chair or deputy chair or independents, they write to the Speaker, who is the dean of those independents, and we are the ones who nominate them for the position. And that's why you find my acting dean was claiming his member. And then the last one was, I made a ruling to that effect, and the ruling still stands. So, yes.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I did not want to raise this at the time of designation. This constitution under which the Prime Minister is appointed does not provide for a deputy. 1, 2, 3, I don't know how many they are. Neither do our rules of procedure provide for deputy prime minister. The Administration of Parliament Act does not provide. As far as the law is concerned, anyone posing to be a deputy 1, 2, 3, under the Constitution are imposters. Madam Speaker, I need guidance from you, again, to help Parliament not to be taken to court. When you called the Prime Minister, who is appointed under the Constitution, and you read the relevant act, whether you also meant someone who is appointed under no law.
You tell me that the Prime Minister, first, second, third Prime Ministers are appointed under no law when you approved them in this same house?
Madam Speaker, Parliament has in the past made mistakes, and those mistakes are taken to court.
So you
I have personally gone to court, and the court has ruled in my favor. I am raising this in good faith, Madam Speaker, that maybe in the future, since you are our leader, because in the past, these 1, 2, 3, they used to have Minister for Animal and Minister for Wildlife and Antiquity. They used to give them some ministries not to be hanging in the air. These particular ones have been given no ministry, they are hanging in the air. It is for their own good, because the Constitution recognizes the Prime Minister, the Administration of Parliament Act recognizes the Prime Minister and lead of government business. I am actually helping them, they should be happy that someone gave them a 1-year assignment.
What is Chiwani?
Madam Speaker, non-existing. Order.
You know, non-existing assignment would mean that they are not active, they are not doing anything. The Prime Minister designate is here and she's performing her role. You have even thanked her for doing the work. And I don't see any harm on that. I really don't see any harm on that. Just like you have a deputy whip. It's not provided for, but you have a deputy whip. Honorable members.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, under Rule 157, Sub-Rule 3, except as provided by these rules in respect to the Business Committee, Appointments Committee, and the Budget Committee, a member shall not belong to more than 2 committees. Right Honorable Speaker, the Science Technology Committee was initially a sectoral committee and later turned into now a standing committee. However, Right Honorable Speaker, there are members who are members of other standing committees and now also belong to this sectoral committee. So, Right Honorable Speaker, that is against our rule, and this is the point, the procedural issue that I wanted to raise, that members cannot belong to 2 standing committees, except for those that are provided for, which is the budget, the appointments, and the business committee.
Honorable Sarah, there was an amendment on that Committee of Innovation, which was passed in this House. It came under Committee of Rules. That is awaiting gazettement. We are yet to gazette it for us to operationalize it. Before the gazette, it cannot be operationalized. So wait for the gazette, and that's why I said we'll designate later once it has been gazetted. Honorable members, I want to thank you for today. I am not going to be sitting in the house like the world is ending tomorrow. I am a
Pens are here. Please, use pens.